Hello everybody, I'm Buzz, and let's take a look at the eVic from Joytech, and I bought this from Oval at ovalusa.com for $104. I bought the kit. You can also buy the heads and the tube, and you don't get the USB cord and the charger that it comes with. But when it comes, you'll get the box, nice looking gift box. It had a card that just fell out. It's got an insert. And there's the tube that it comes in. That's the tube for the USB cord, and this is the plug-in for the USB cord, or you can plug it into USB hub on your computer to charge it. Okay, let's take a look at the device. It's 510 Ego connection. It's a true Ego connection. When it comes, this is separate, and from what I've heard, they'll have different tubes that are available. And let's see, there, that kind of has a little plastic spacer to keep your battery separate, and you get a little head. There's your connection on there. This screws off, and I'm thinking and from what I've heard, they'll have different tubes, probably white and black, and maybe some fun colors later on. It has an Ego connection. See the threads out there, so for your Krager T3 fans, this one will work for you. Here's the activation button. It's also got this little roller switch here on the bottom. It's got a kind of spring loader that snaps back into place, and pretty sure the tube is aluminum. It doesn't weigh very much, and when you order the kit, it comes with a Sony 2600 mAh ICR battery. This is a 2200 mAh, or is it a 2000? This is a 2000 mAh AW battery, IMR, and the difference is the metal inside of here. I stands for lithium ion, and M stands for manganese, and R just means round. It means it's in a round tube. If it was an S, I guess it would be a square one, huh? I don't think they make such a thing, but maybe they do. And the ICR, the C stands for cobalt, and then round, and lithium ion, the I stands for lithium ion. So there's a quick little battery lesson for you. Here's the tube that it comes with. Nothing. It's kind of got a shiny finish. It's not too bad a feel to it. It's not real slick. It's not fingerprinty, and but you have to put the battery in the bottom side, and these are interchangeable. And this charges inside the mod. Doesn't come with a charger unless you plug your USB into it, and it uses this is the cord that it came with. It uses the micro USB, not the mini USB, and it plugs in right there. Little hidden door on there. See, it's got the little USB sign on there, so you know what it is. Okay, now let's take a look at it. It's advertised as the threads aren't too bad, you know. They're not the smoothest operating threads I've ever had, but I didn't have to put on a chapstick or anything on them either. So they do work. They're pretty serviceable. They don't feel real poorly made. Okay. Click it 5 times to turn it on. There we go. Now it says power set. Something. Oh, it's on power. Sleep, standby, and it's to navigate through the menus. You just turn this. It has a calendar. Show time. That's one of my gripes about it. See, it's in 24-hour format, not a 12-hour, which I don't really like, but it does say the date. That's kind of cool. Let's see. You click it 5 times again in the menu. You rotate your roller switch here, or rocker switch, however you want to call it. And if we go to the device, you get your atomizer ohms. Now it says no atomizer found. Okay, now temperature. Whoops. You can tell the temperature of the mod. You roll this thing. It says please insert atomizer. Won't read the temperature without the atomizer. Now we'll go back. User info. This is kind of neat. Mr. Buzz Love. And let's see. It's hard to do left to right. There. You can put your age on there too. Alright. Press it 5 times. You can put it to sleep. Let's see. Power on. That turns the device on and off. Power set. If you go to output, that tells you how many watts you've got it set at. If you put it on battery, you can change it to 2600 mAh, 2200 mAh, which is that's what we'll put it on. Okay. And then we'll exit this screen. The exit's at the bottom. Let's see. Calendar, we've looked at everything. Puff info. Let's see. Total puffs. I took 238 puffs off of this device. You can reset it, and it tells you. I guess you could go with it's kind of like a battery indicator, basically. If you reset it and then you look at your puffs on how many puffs it had at the end of a cycle of a battery when it started wearing down and not working, it'll tell you a low battery, and then you can you keep an eye on that and tell you what the difference is. Personally, it uses 18650 batteries, so you're going to get a good day easily out of that, or I do with the way that I vape. Okay, what else do we got in here? So I don't use those battery checks so often. Sometimes, but not all that much. Okay, let's put something on here to vape. I got a 801 Fusion cartomizer and a Finiac tank. So I got to use an adapter since it's an 801 and this is a 510. Inside of a Ego is a 510. Power on. Let's see. Let's go to exit. Okay. Now let's exit. There we go. That's one of the things I don't like about this thing. There. Now we got it to turn on. It comes on the OL. It's telling us what time it is. It's how many watts it's set at. 4.5 volts. It cycles through all that. You can see. I get the tune in there. It's showing 100% battery life, and I'm not sure what all that little numbers are up there in the corner. I didn't research that far. I got it last night. I messed around and figured out how to get it going, and I learned quite a bit more tonight. Then if we press it 5 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, real fast, see, we can cycle through the menus and it'll tell us the atomizers and all that stuff, the ohms, if we want to. It's all inside of there. Personally, I'm not real impressed with it. See, you got to turn it on all the time. You can set to sleep. I set it to 30 minutes and it still goes to sleep pretty quick. When that screen goes out, you got to press it 5 times to make it go on. It does produce vapor, but all the cool gadgetry in it for being a smart cigarette, it's a lot of stuff you don't need. I think it just gets in the way, and I took it to work today. The screen isn't real visible in the light. You get out, take it outside in the daylight, and it's real hard to see. You got to cover it up to see what you're doing, and you press it 5 times, and then you go into this menu. Once you're in this menu, you can't vape out of that menu. Got to press it there. Now we're back onto it, but you can't. It's hard to see that out in the daylight. It's got a 10-second shut off, cut out. You can't change that, and that's one of the things I don't like. I don't like electronic devices that second guess me. You know, kind of like my microwave. When I put in a pound of hamburger that's frozen, and I select defrost and 1 pound of ground beef, and it says 12 minutes of defrost, and then in 3 minutes it turns off when I leave the room, and I come back, the stupid thing's still sitting there, and I got to start all over again, and it's not defrosted like I thought it would be. I don't like stuff that second guesses you. I like it to do what I ask it to do, and that's just all there is to it. So I don't like that about it either. And let's put a meter on it too. I guess overall I'm kind of disappointed in this. All the hype I heard about it, and I thought it was going to be a pretty neat device, and this is one of the few things I bought that I'm not very happy with. Even my crappy little berry stack that I got that leaked, and I had to fix it. It was kind of fun fixing it, and I still use it sometimes. It works. But at least that one I can press the button and it'll vape as long as I want it to vape. Okay, here we had it set at, there's 3.3 volts. Okay, let's set it up. It doesn't remember your settings if you take the battery out for very long. Oh, now it's going down. Well, this is how you change the voltage. You gotta rock it. Okay, there's 3.4, 3.5, 3.6. It doesn't. You can't just hold it on and it'll automatically go to it. You gotta physically click it each time. Okay, there's 4.5 volts. That's what I normally would vape. It's a standard resistant cartomizer at. Doesn't get that. Doesn't vape that well. It vapes pretty cold compared to what it's supposed to read. The numbers are low, and you can see that cutoff for me personally isn't enough time. I mean, why are they limiting me to that? You should make it at a I would think 15 seconds. That's a pretty long draw, but something that maybe not destroy my mod if it goes off, and it'll just click itself off in so many seconds. But see, it's all over the place, and I could just a couple more seconds. To me, that's irritating. I guess okay, I'll get off of that, and let's go up. There's 4.6, 4.7, 4.8. See what we get there. And this is standard resistance. It's not a dual coil, nothing like that. It's not low resistance, you know. That's at 4.8 volts. I get a little bit better vapor there. It did hit 4.8 volts for about a second, but it also was down to 4.3 something, so it's kind of all over the place. Now let's try it with some dual coils. Dual coil, single coil, dual cartomizer, same theory. This is two 4.5 ohm cartomizers. We'll just leave the setting about the same. Just kind of wimpy, I don't know. Doesn't hit very hard. Let's throw him on the meter, I guess, and show you what it does with the dual coils. It does pretty much the same thing. It doesn't get any better or any worse. It doesn't dial it back. It dials back everything. Let's see here. See, it's just, it doesn't do what it says. At the end of your draw to it, it'll show you like that when I quit at 9.4 seconds. It's something kind of neat that's built into there. It's got a lot of neat little functions, but like I said, for what I would much rather it performed nicely than having all those cool functions and functions that I don't really need. And the formats, I wish I had a little more flexibility with the formats. I could set the time the way I wanted to read it, not 20 hours. I don't think the majority of people use when it's 2,300 hours, 30 seconds or whatever, 30 minutes. They don't. You gotta sit there and I gotta count it up on my fingers myself. I'm not used to telling time that way. The temperature is only in Celsius, and it's made in China, so over in China I guess they're used to Celsius, but here in America we use Fahrenheit. So you gotta do those calculations in your head once you do that to figure out what it is. So there's that too. Like I said, they'll probably come out with another version and maybe they'll address some of those things, I would hope. Another thing it's a little nitpicky thing, but I'll point it out that little door to get into the USB, I can't get into it. No matter what I do, I can't get my fingernail under there. I gotta take a little screwdriver or tip of a knife or something and pry that open. It's not a big deal. That is kind of nitpicky, but it is there, and it's kind of pain. You can see I scratched it already getting that stupid door open there. So that's my look at the eVic. Got it from Oval USA. It's a Joytech product. Some of the stuff is branded with Joytech. The plug on it. That's why I was kind of disappointed. Joytech usually doesn't make too bad of stuff. I don't know if we can see that or not. Anyway, it says Joytech on the plug there, and if you go on the Joytech site, you can you can see that that's who makes this, and they usually do not too bad of stuff. I mean, most Joytech stuff you can pretty well trust. It's not the best, but it's generally made fairly well. But in my opinion, this one is not. So if you've been looking at one of these, I would say get you a Vamo over it. Performs a lot better, works a lot better. I've got one, but the button was jacked up on it when I got it, but it's got it from a reputable vendor, and they had no problem. It's being sent back and getting replaced right now. No big deal. I mean, stuff happens. Heard lots of good things about the Vamo, and I think you're probably going to hear lots of not so good things about this. it needs some more work to make it nice. This also has some software you can download for it, and when you plug it in, it communicates with it, and all your readings and puffs and lots of little different things are on that. You can go to ovelusa.com, and I'll post a link down below here, and if you get one of these, and you can download that stuff, and it's right on the where you look at the e-cigarette, you go to that menu and you go all the way at the bottom of that, and it says download, and then you download it, and it's basically an on-screen function on the computer. It's easier to change that stuff around. That's where you can write your name in it and all that stuff. And that's my look at the eVic. Wish I could say better stuff about it, but I just can't. You've seen the numbers. It doesn't put out a good consistent quality vape. So the numbers don't lie on that. There's the screen issues, not being able to see it in the daylight. The 10-second, if you want to take a nice long drag off something, you're just not going to be able to do it. You're stuck with what they tell you got to do, and that's my take on this thing. I would advise you to pass it by, unless you're just wanting it for your collection and kind of the gadgetry and the cool functions. But like I said, they're not nothing that has to do with vaping. It's just some cool stuff that's built into it. It's something they're completely not necessary, I would say. That's it. That's all I got to say about it. Keep on vaping.